Hi, this is Lisa again, and I have another message for you today. And this has to do with if you've heard me speak about when my son passed, and I was very, very deep in grief. And little Jacob, my younger son, was about 18 months old, and I was sitting in my living room, and there were there was a portrait of Justin leaning against the wall. It was the one we had used for his memorial. And I remember staring at that portrait, just could not take my eyes off of it because I wanted to make sure I didn't forget what Justin looked like. Have you ever had that intense grief? For those of you, again, who are dealing with grief, my heart goes out to you deeply. Please be gentle with yourself and with others who are grieving. This is a process and we need to be gentle. At that time, I was uh, in so much pain that I actually, little Jacob was crawling around. He was toddling around. And I had this thought in my mind. I thought, I'm not going to love this baby. Can you imagine? I'm not going to love this baby, my own son. And that's the thought that passed through my head. I thought, I'm never going to love this big again. It's too hard. It's too scary. It's too dangerous. I'll take care of him and I'll make it look good on the outside. But in here, I'm never loving this big again, that big again. No, not going to do it. And at that moment, just then, little Jacob crawled up onto my lap and he slapped me across the face as hard as he could. He just went whack really hard like that. And I was stunned and I thought, oh, what was that? And he grabbed my face, he grabbed my cheeks, and he forced me to look in his eyes. Just wouldn't, I kept trying to look past him, just look past him, but he forced me to look in his eyes. And he grabbed my face like this, and he couldn't talk, but I knew what he was saying. He was saying, Mommy, I'm here. I'm here. Love me. I'm here. Hello. I'm here. Love me. And in that moment, I just thought, oh my goodness, how could I possibly have that thought? Why would I think that I could not love my own child? And of course, I wept and I put my arms around him and I rolled around on the floor and cried some more. And pretty soon I was just a big sloppy cry mess. But that turned to laughter. And I realized that was the first time I had felt any sense of joy in that very, very dark, dark night of the soul, in adjusting to life, not being Justin not being in our life anymore physically. And I think back of that time now because if you haven't read my book Blood Brothers, it's all of this is in there. But 6 years later, after that moment with Jacob, he was also diagnosed with leukemia, and we very nearly lost him. So can you imagine if I had not allowed myself to love him and he got sick and passed as well? Can you imagine what I would have experienced, how much worse my grief would have been if I didn't allow myself to love and enjoy him because I was afraid? And here's the truth about fear. Fear like that just wants to keep you feeling powerless. We are so much stronger than we think. You know, so many people after I share my presentation come up to me afterward and they say, you're so strong. You're so strong. I could never do what you did and I could never talk about it. And I could, you know what? That's not true. We all have an inner strength that is just downright surprising because we're made from we're made from life. We're made for life. We were inspired into being by life itself. So I hope that this will help you and help to remind you that you are fully capable of growing, expanding, and learning from this experience, whatever you're going through right now. Write it down, let it go, develop your spiritual practice, get out in nature, and dance. If you've ever seen my presentation, I also like to end with a salsa dance. I'm not going to do that right now because it takes more than 5 minutes, but sending you dance vibes from afar. And I just hope that that reminder that to choose love, your ability to love is much bigger than fear, than any fear. Okay, so choose love. Look at the fear, set it aside, shine a bunch of love on it, and live all out. Just, we're still here. Life is to be enjoyed. So, with that, much love.